Are INFJs doomed to burn out? Their unmatched empathy and relentless drive to help others might seem like strengths, but they're also a recipe for self-destruction. What if I told you Carl Jung, father of modern psychology, uncovered a shocking truth about why INFJs push themselves to the breaking point? And even more, he revealed a controversial fix that could transform how INFJs live forever. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive into the dark side of the INFJ personality and expose the cure to empathic overload. INFJs, often dubbed the advocate of the Myers-Briggs personality spectrum, are known for their empathy, vision, and relentless drive to help others. While these traits make them exceptional, they also carry an inherent risk: burnout. INFJs don't just feel emotions, they absorb them, often neglecting their needs in pursuit of their ideals. Drawing on Carl Jung's groundbreaking theories on individuation and shadow work, this guide explores why INFJs are particularly vulnerable to burnout and offers actionable strategies to safeguard their mental, emotional, and physical well-being. If you've ever felt drained, overcommit, or disconnected from yourself, this is for you. Let's uncover the essential steps for INFJs to avoid burnout while still living authentically and fulfilling their purpose. INFJs are known for their deep empathy, vision, and unrelenting drive to make a difference in the world. While these qualities make them inspiring and impactful, they also create a perfect storm for burnout. The INFJ burnout cycle is often insidious, building slowly as they prioritize others' needs and their lofty ideals above their own well-being. Here's a closer look at why this happens. INFJs are natural givers. Their extroverted feeling, function drives them to seek harmony and support others emotionally, often at the expense of their own needs. They feel an innate responsibility to alleviate others' pain and solve problems, even when it stretches them too thin. Why it leads to burnout. This constant focus on others can lead to emotional exhaustion. INFJs tend to underestimate how much energy they expend in these efforts, often realizing they're overcommitted only when it's too late. An INFJ friend may spend hours listening to someone vent about their problems, taking on the emotional weight of the conversation. Afterward, they feel drained but push themselves to keep going, believing it's their duty to help. INFJs don't just listen to others, they absorb their emotions. They feel the pain, sadness, and frustration of those around them as if it were their own. While this makes them excellent friends, counselors, or leaders, it can also leave them overwhelmed, especially in emotionally charged environments. Why it leads to burnout. INFJs often fail to set boundaries to protect themselves from emotional overload. They carry others' burdens for so long that it becomes unsustainable, leading to mental and emotional fatigue. A social worker INFJ may find themselves unable to disconnect from the stories of trauma they hear daily, replaying them in their minds even when they're supposed to be resting. INFJs have a vision for a better world and feel a deep calling to contribute to it. Their idealism pushes them to dream big, often setting ambitious goals that require immense effort and perseverance. While this fuels their passion, it can also set them up for disappointment when reality doesn't align with their expectations. Why it leads to burnout. INFJs tend to overcommit, striving to meet their high standards without recognizing their limitations. When they fall short or encounter setbacks, they internalize the failure, which compounds stress and self-doubt. An INFJ working on a community project might pour their heart and soul into it, only to feel crushed if others don't share their enthusiasm or the results fall short of their vision. INFJs place a high value on authenticity and meaningful connections. However, they often feel misunderstood because of their complex inner worlds. This disconnect can lead them to suppress their feelings or mask their true selves, which adds to their emotional strain. Why it leads to burnout. Constantly navigating misunderstandings and trying to fit into environments that don't align with their values takes a toll on INFJs. They may feel isolated, even in social settings, which exacerbates their stress. An INFJ in a corporate job might feel trapped in a culture that prioritizes competition over collaboration. Unable to express their discomfort, they push through until they reach a breaking point. INFJs are often perfectionists, driven to do their best in everything they undertake. They may stay up late finishing projects, revise their work obsessively, or volunteer for additional responsibilities to ensure everything meets their standards. Why it leads to burnout. Their perfectionism blinds them to the toll this takes on their mental and physical health. They ignore the warning signs of burnout, convincing themselves they can rest later once everything is perfect, only to find that later never comes. An INFJ writer might spend hours rewriting a piece, obsessing over every word, until they're completely exhausted but still unsatisfied with the result. INFJs often view self-care as secondary to helping others or achieving their goals. They may feel guilty for taking time to rest or pursue hobbies, believing that their time is better spent on important work. Why it leads to burnout. This neglect of self-care creates a vicious cycle. Without proper rest and relaxation, INFJs become less effective in their roles, which increases stress and perpetuates feelings of inadequacy. An INFJ parent might spend all their energy caring for their children, skipping meals, sleep, or personal time until they're physically and emotionally drained. INFJs are highly intuitive when it comes to understanding others, but they often overlook their own needs. They may ignore early signs of burnout, such as irritability, fatigue, or lack of motivation, until the symptoms become debilitating. Why it leads to burnout. By the time INFJs acknowledge their burnout, they're already in a deep state of exhaustion, making recovery more difficult and prolonged. An INFJ might push through weeks of feeling off, only to find themselves unable to get out of bed one morning because their body and mind have finally hit a wall. The INFJ burnout cycle is fueled by their empathy, idealism, and perfectionism, combined with a tendency to neglect self-care. Recognizing these patterns early is essential for breaking the cycle and preserving their well-being. By understanding why burnout happens, INFJs can take proactive steps to protect their energy and maintain balance. INFJs often ignore the early signs of burnout, such as irritability, fatigue, or lack of focus, pushing themselves until they hit a breaking point. Jung's philosophy emphasizes the importance of trusting your inner voice as a guide to balance. Practical advice: pay attention to your body and emotions. If something feels off, take it seriously. Your intuition is often your first line of defense against burnout. INFJs need more than just bubble baths and Netflix marathons to recharge. They thrive on intentional, meaningful activities that align with their values and nourish their souls. Jung's take: rituals provide a sense of structure and purpose, grounding us in the present while reconnecting us with our inner world. Engage in creative expression such as writing, painting, or music. Spend time in nature, practicing mindfulness as you observe the world around you. Develop a gratitude practice to shift your focus from stress to abundance. INFJs are known for their perfectionist tendencies, often holding themselves to impossibly high standards in their pursuit of meaning and impact. While this drive can fuel remarkable achievements, it can also lead to chronic self-criticism, burnout, and a sense of failure when reality doesn't align with their idealized vision. Carl Jung's philosophy offers INFJs a liberating perspective. True success lies not in flawlessness, but in authenticity, growth, and alignment with one's deeper purpose. Perfectionism in INFJs often stems from their intrinsic desire to make a difference and live up to their potential. However, this noble aspiration can backfire in several ways. INFJs may delay taking action because they feel their work, plans, or even themselves aren't perfect yet. This leads to missed opportunities and growing frustration. No matter how much they achieve, INFJs can feel it's never enough. They constantly critique themselves, fearing they're falling short of their ideals. Striving for perfection in every area of life can be mentally and emotionally draining. This relentless pressure often leads to burnout or feelings of inadequacy. While INFJs are deeply empathetic, their perfectionism can extend to their relationships. They may expect others to meet the same high standards they impose on themselves, leading to disappointment or conflict. Carl Jung emphasized the importance of individuation, the process of embracing one's unique journey and integrating all aspects of the self, imperfections included. For INFJs, this means letting go of perfectionism and redefining success in more meaningful, achievable terms. Success is not about being perfect. It's about being real. INFJs thrive when they focus on expressing their true selves, including their vulnerabilities and imperfections. This shift allows them to connect more deeply with others and live in alignment with their values. Instead of chasing an unattainable ideal, INFJs can embrace personal growth as their guiding principle. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Jung's philosophy encourages INFJs to view life as a journey of continuous learning and self-discovery, rather than a race to an unreachable finish line. INFJs often equate success with making a difference. By focusing on meaningful contributions, whether in relationships, careers, or creative pursuits, they can feel fulfilled without succumbing to the pressure of perfection. Jung reminds us that purpose comes from authenticity and intention, not grandiose accomplishments. Perfection isn't required to make an impact. Embrace the idea that good enough can still be valuable and meaningful. This mindset allows INFJs to act more decisively and celebrate progress over perfection. Perfectionism often arises from worrying about future outcomes or regretting past mistakes. Practicing mindfulness helps INFJs stay grounded in the present, appreciating what they've achieved in the moment rather than fixating on flaws. INFJs should regularly acknowledge their progress, no matter how minor it may seem. Each small win is a step toward their greater purpose and a reminder of their growth. Mistakes aren't failures. They're essential parts of the growth process. Jung's teachings encourage embracing challenges and setbacks as opportunities for self-discovery and resilience. INFJs can benefit from redefining perfection itself. Instead of striving for unattainable flawlessness, they can view perfection as living authentically, with integrity and purpose. INFJs should seek out relationships that support and uplift them, rather than reinforce unrealistic expectations. Encouraging friends, mentors, or communities can help them stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. For INFJs, life's purpose isn't about creating a picture-perfect existence. It's about aligning their actions, values, and goals with their inner truth. By redefining success as authenticity, growth, and meaningful impact, INFJs can free themselves from the burdens of perfectionism and tap into their full potential. Perfectionism is not the INFJ's path to fulfillment. It's their roadblock. By letting go of the need to be flawless, INFJs can focus on what truly matters, living authentically, growing through experience, and making a positive difference in the world. Success, as Carl Jung taught, is not about achieving perfection, but embracing the wholeness of who we are. Burnout doesn't have to be the price INFJs pay for their empathy and ambition. By embracing your introverted nature, protecting your energy, and practicing self-compassion, you can live authentically without sacrificing your well-being. Which of these lessons resonates most with you? Have you experienced burnout as an INFJ, and how did you overcome it? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow INFJs and anyone curious about Carl Jung's transformative teachings. Your journey to balance, fulfillment, and authenticity starts here. Let's grow together.